Okay, everybody. Thank you for being here. It is February 24th, 2025, and this is a meeting of the Mayor and Council of Princeton, New Jersey. Madam Clerk, could you read the meeting statement?
Adequate notice of this meeting was provided in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act, including the time, date, and location of the meeting. In addition, the agenda and all related materials were posted electronically and made available to the public on Princeton's meeting portal in advance of the meeting.
Thank you very much. Brian's going to do the land acknowledgement for us tonight.
We gather today on the land of the Lenni Lenape. As members of the Princeton community, we aspire to show appreciation, respect, and concern for all peoples and our environment. We honor the Lenape and other indigenous caretakers of these lands and waters, the elders who lived here before, the indigenous today, and the generations to come.
Thank you. Could we have roll call, please?
Mr. McDonald?
Here.
Ms. Pearl-Lambros? Mr. Cohen? Here. Ms. Sachs? Here. Ms. Fraga?
Here.
Mr. Newland?
Here.
Mayor Frida?
Here.
You have quorum.
Thank you very much. If you'd like to stand and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, let's go with announcements and reports. Council members, Leticia.
Yes, I have two brief announcements on behalf of our Human Services Department. First, Human Services is partnering with United Way to deliver free tax preparation to eligible participants. The first one took place today at 1 Monument Drive, and it was from 3 to 7 p.m. There's going to be a second opportunity for folks who want to assistance with their tax return. It's going to be held on March 10th, and it's also going to be from 3 to 7 p.m. And to be eligible to participate in the free tax preparation program is for individuals or families with income of no more than $65,000 a year. Secondly, Human Services is preparing for their Summer Youth Employment Program. The Summer Youth Employment Program is an 8-week employment program for youth between the ages of 14 to 18 who live in Princeton. This program offers entry-level working experience, job readiness training, and career development training to all applicants. The job positions include childcare, government, and clerical administrative work within the municipality and in local community organizations. So stay tuned. We will be making announcements when the applications to participate in the program become available. That's
Thank
all
you.
I have.
Other council announcements or reports? Leighton, go ahead, please.
Yes. I just want to make an announcement that backs up and supports the statement that we released as the municipality of Princeton earlier, that we are the municipality of Princeton, New Jersey. We value, appreciate, and love all of our citizenry, and we will continue to support and to advocate for their rights, whatever that may be, as we have always done here in the municipality of Princeton, because we understand the value of love and the American tradition. I think that's sufficient enough to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Leighton. Other council announcements or reports? I would just like to note two things. Former township mayor Kate Lipvack has passed away recently. And many things Kate did, but one thing that she was very involved in was setting up the sister city relationship between Princeton and Petronella, Italy. And as a coincidence, a couple days after Kate died, the man that was the mayor of Petronello when that sister city relationship was set up, Camillo Paolino, also died. So the two mayors that were involved in setting up that sister city. But anyway, I would like to ask that we just take a moment of silence to acknowledge all of Kate's contributions to the town. So if we could just reflect on that for a moment. Thank you very much. Any other council announcements or reports? Okay. Isaac, I think you usually come up under this section.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, not at all, please. Good time to check if the microphone's working.
Hello?
Hey,
There you go.
There we go. You do that every time? Thank you. All right. So with that, Isaac Kramer, Executive Director of Experience Princeton. Pleased to be here again. 4 things that we've done last month, 4 things that we're doing this month, and then one big item, which is a very big item, which I'll share for at the end. So to lead off, as I usually do, our Princeton Monthly e-blast went out in January with 4,346 sends. 2,570 opens. That's a 62% open rate, which is phenomenal. So people are reading it, and 414 clicks. We were really happy about that. Next up, we had our launch party for Restaurant Week, attended by over 50 people at Triumph Restaurant and Brewery. A handful in the room I remember seeing there, so thank you. Also great representation of press. We actually had 2 mayors there. It was very interesting, from another town, that is. And of course, Mayor Frida. Third up, we completed our first storefront grant for the Center Barber Shop, closely followed by Princeton Bridal. If you visit, you'll see the beautiful floral arrangement in the windows of Princeton Bridal there today. Our goal is to complete 10 of these by June 30th. And they're open to any business that we cover in Princeton. And last but not least, on Friday, we opened the House of Ishan on Spring Street. You might remember previously the pastry shop that was there. Rebranded, great energy and excitement. Thank you to the mayor and the administrator for attending. But just as quick background, the business draws from the Kyrgyzstani roots of the owner, Aliyah, who named the business after an Arabic word that means beauty, excellence, and the act of doing good or creating something masterful. Aliyah has a diploma from the Institute of Culinary Education in New York and completed a master class under the guidance of a Michelin-starred pastry chef, Joachim Prat. So really a phenomenal place, and we're so proud to have her here. So 4 things we're working on this month. Our virtual meetup returns on Thursday, February 27th at 10 a.m. New Frontier Storefront will share more about website assistant grants from the EDA that businesses are eligible to apply for, and already Lillipies and Homestead have benefited from that program. Next up, we're evaluating an internship opportunity this summer for a college student to work with us full-time for 8 weeks. They'd be undertaking evaluation of the impact of the Improvement District on businesses in Princeton as a central part of their assignment. So we're hoping to finalize that shortly. Third, we're submitting a Main Street, New Jersey transformation grant application on March 3rd, so the ideas are coming together nicely for that. A few more discussions this week, and we should be ready to send it off. And last but not least, we're updating our work plan and preparing to present our budget for fiscal year 25-26 for council review well before the end of the fiscal year on June 30th. The teams have already weighed in, and the board will have a chance to weigh in at our upcoming meeting this Wednesday. So, as I told you, the big item that I want to make sure everyone here and hopefully at home and all throughout Princeton and beyond to know about is that the bonus for our digital gift card is now open. In the last 30 days, we've sold $14,987.50 of gift cards. That's 10,275 of direct cards that people have bought, and then $4,812.50 of bonus. So since the launch of the program in October 23, we've sold $61,990 of gift cards. That includes all the ones we sold in the last month. And we've also given out bonuses of $20,512.50. So for every $1 of gift cards that have been purchased, there's been $6, I want to get this right. One of every 4 gifts have been, $1 of every, excuse me, I want to get this right. 1 of every 4 gifts given out have been given out in the last month. 1 of 6 of the gift card sales that have happened since October 2023 have been in the last 30 days. So we're really seeing it take off. I have some other stats, but really to get to the most important one, that we're anticipating with just over $19,000 of gift card bonus remaining, that if all of that's claimed, we'll have an additional $59,943 of gift cards in circulation in the next week. I know I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you, but the real bottom line is that when we shop local, we're making an investment in the community. We hope everyone will take advantage. You can buy up to 2 gift cards of $200 each and then get the additional $200 of bonus from us. With that, I think I've said enough, so I'm going to leave it there and open to any questions.
Thank you, Isaac. Any questions for Isaac? Leighton?
Isaac, I just want to, thank you. Over the past month or two, I've looked up on Wednesdays between 11 and 12:30, and who do I see but Isaac Creamer there? And, I've never even asked him why he's there. But he just shows up. And on several occasions, he's found himself engaged in conversations. But what I want to say is, you came here and you come here consistently, and you're here to build community by building our retail environment. And I don't know that you get enough credit and enough acknowledgement for grinding every day at what I'm sure to you seems like a thankless job. But I want you to know that as I travel around here on Wednesdays and see different activities, different businesses open up, I can only give you some aspect of credit for that. And want to thank you for helping us build community through the retail services. Now, we talk all the time. I know we have a lot of work to do. We're trying to get better in a lot of areas. But God bless you for grinding every day, for coming here every day from not a close distance and helping us build community. So from me to you, thank you, and anything I can do to continue to get you along your way, I'm here for you, man, all right?
Awesome, thank you. So addressing to the mayor, I actually am going to ask for help. I brought posters and lawn signs to hand out and put up, so I'll leave these behind for you, and we definitely appreciate that help. But the other response I'd have quickly, Mr. Mayor, is it's really important that we give credit to the team. And I was just running some stats for last year, and one that really blew me away is our volunteers, of which there's over 50 of them, contributed 2,937 hours of their time last year, unpaid, to support the work. So, any leader, who's connected with the work and, honest with themselves, realizes you're only as good as your team. And we have a phenomenal team with Experience Princeton, from the board to all the volunteers on each of our 4 standing teams, to all the people that kind of get involved with the work, that we bring in, people who buy the gift cards and go dine at the restaurants. So, so we have a great group of people here.
Thank you, Isaac. Okay.
Thanks.
Any other announcements or reports? All right, next up is a presentation. Palmer Square Management's going to fill us in on the 2025 event calendar of all the fun happenings in and around Palmer Square.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Egan. I'm the Director of Marketing over at Palmer Square, and I just want to thank you for the opportunity to present our events with you for 2025. And as you know, each year, we try to create a dynamic lineup of events that really bring the community together and support our local businesses. And we just wanted to note that we will continue to work closely with the Princeton Police Department for anything such as road closures or traffic control, get all the proper health permits, and work with the clerk's office as well. And this evening, I just want to highlight some of our signature events, some exciting new additions that we have, and we look forward to continuing our collaboration with the town. So we'll jump to the spring. We will continue our Strolling Bunny. That's going to be every Saturday and Sunday from April 5th to the 19th. But it's going to be at a different time this year. We're going to go up a little bit. So originally we've had our music and our Strolling Bunny from 12 to 2. We're finding that there's a bit more foot traffic later in the day. And so we're going to push for 1 to 3. And so from Lindt Chocolate to Thomas Sweet to Nassau Street to Palmer Square East, our Palmer Square Bunny will be hopping into shops and spreading joy. We'll move on to Princeton Porch Fest. We will collaborate with our friends over at the Arts Council for this town-wide event that brings everybody together. And we're excited to host on the green a little bit of an after party after they go to all the spots throughout the day. Our next event, which is a little bit newer this year, is called Spring on the Square Happy Hour, and that's going to be Thursdays to Fridays, really promoting that we're open late and our retailers are open for business. And so we're going to do a bit of a happy hour, some music, some light entertainment, just to kind of keep everything exciting for those that are walking around and strolling. We're going to continue with our story time with Jeff, but we're moving that from the summer this year. Summer, we would typically do Wednesdays in the morning. We're moving that to Saturdays in May, which we're excited about. The time will still stay the same. Then we'll move on to summer, everybody's favorite, summer music series. We'll have that on Saturdays, again, with that time adjustment, June, July, and August from 1 to 3 instead of that 12 to 2. And we'll have an eclectic mix of musicians, from locals to bigger bands and things of that nature. We're going to continue with our dueling piano nights on Thursdays. We're going to have 3 of those this year, cut back a little bit. But we're going to make them more interactive with more opportunities to win prizes from our Palmer Square businesses, so we're excited about that. We're going to continue also with our movie nights on the green. It's something a little newer this year. We're actually going to send out a poll and have the community pick and choose which movies that they want to see while they're out there. And we'll also want to support our community partners, such as the public library, so they can talk about their reading program and other initiatives as well. Our tent sales, that's just a broad name for it, but we really want to promote our businesses bringing some things out. For example, our morning meditative yoga, our trunk shows, and things of that nature where they can really collaborate with each other for some outdoor activity. Then we continue on to a big community event that has taken on a new life since last year. For Hispanic Heritage Month, Palmer Square would always host a flamenco dancing, and we have been approached by Mi Pueblo Lindo, and we've made it a big festival where it's on Heinz Plaza as well as Palmer Square. And we're really excited to even make that greater this year and support our community and celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month for a lovely day. We're thinking later September. That's still TBD. And then in the fall, we are going off of that happy hour event again. We're going to call it Spirits on the Square and give that a little October Halloween element. And that's going to be in September, October from 4 to 6. Our fall festival event, which will be one Sunday in October. We've been doing a series since about after 2020. We decided to kind of make it a smaller thing, but we're back and better than ever, and we're excited to make it a one-day festival this year. And of course, we'll continue with our Hometown Halloween Parade with our friends as well at the Arts Council. That's a town-wide community event, and we're in talks with the Princeton Police Department to continue to make that safe. And that's going to be the last Friday in October on the 24th from 5 to 6. Of course, continue with our big tree lighting event. Ahead of the 250th, we've got some fun tricks up our sleeve to get the community involved. as well. We'll continue with our strolling holiday entertainment, our carolers, spreading joy, activating the square during holiday season. We will have the menorah lighting, and that's going to be TBD. We will talk with the Jewish Center of Princeton about that one. Our holiday jam with Princeton University, usually the first or second week in December, where they bring their a cappella clubs over to the square and sing. And it's a really big, lovely day of community. And we will continue with our holiday trolley tours, of course, with Princeton Tour Company. And lastly, our Christmas Eve sing-along on the 24th on the Green as well. But again, we're just really excited for another year of bringing the community together and making things lively in the heart of downtown Princeton. But we just thank you for your support, and here if you have any questions.
Thank you. Any questions or comments or anything?
So,
Yes, Leticia.
not a question, more of a comment. So in the past, Human Services has partnered with or collaborated with Palmer Square Management to host events during Welcoming Week. As many folks know, Princeton is a member of Welcoming America, and that it's something we observe every year. And I don't have the dates yet for this year. I see that you already have some events planned for September, but perhaps that's something that we could discuss with, or Human Services Director could perhaps
Yeah, absolutely.
connect with you.
Sure.
We did host something last year on Heinz Plaza, but it's always great when we were able to spread out and have opportunity to have more members of the community take part.
Sure. Yeah, I'd love to hear more about it, and we can talk
Great.
about it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leighton.
Thanks, Mayor. And this is something that I shared a little bit earlier. Now is as good a time as any. Nowhere on your calendar is there any real, and it's not anyone's fault, but this is what I just want to float out there, something that I would like for us all to think about, that we have an international destination location, and I see no reason why we could not have something like the New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival. Why not the Princeton Jazz and Heritage Festival, an annual festival that the university, Palmer Square, the Theological Seminary, the municipality, perhaps other partners would get involved in. Experience Princeton. Why not? This is a great location for an annual jazz festival, and who would benefit more than Palmer Square from this? And I just want to just put this out there. It's time for Princeton to take its place on not just an intellectual and an educational level, but on a cultural level as well. And I just want to float the idea, and so now it's out there. Thank you.
Thank you, Leighton. Any other comments or questions? Thank you. And
Thank
thank
you.
you very much. Okay, next up on the agenda are public comments for items not on the agenda. And I stress for items not on the agenda. But if anybody has anything they want to talk about, just come on up to the microphone, state your name, your address, and our 3-minute clock's going to pop up. And at the end of 3 minutes, I'll be very rude and interrupt you. Sorry about that.
Good evening, everybody. Wendy Mager, 459 Cherry Hill Road, Princeton, president of Friends of Princeton Open Space. The Watershed Institute launched New Jersey Salt Watch in December 2020 to monitor the effects of winter road salting on our freshwater streams and lakes. At the end of this January, they held Winter Salt Week 2025, a series of 5 webinars about protecting the water we drink and recreate in from ever-increasing salt pollution. The effects of salt pollution are cumulative, not just because we keep doing it every season, but because the more people, development, and roads and other surfaces are being salted, the more salty our surface and groundwaters become. Undoubtedly, we have had more snow and ice this winter than in recent years. Unfortunately, the response on municipal roads and property has been extremely aggressive, and in many areas, excessive. Having recently reviewed some of the Winter Salt Week presentations, I was disturbed to see the amount of salt thrown onto areas of my own property adjacent to Cherry Hill Road, as well as salt piles left on Cherry Hill and Stewart Road. And I will say, I saw a lot of salt walking into this building tonight in the parking lot as well. But I was truly horrified to drive into Mountain Lakes Nature Preserve this morning and find the driveway white with salt, with loose salt on the driveway itself and scattered liberally through the grass for feet on either side. In our town, which is very conscious and conscientious about environmental issues, I don't understand how this can happen. I do know it is going to stress and probably kill some of the native shrubs and plants we've been trying to nurture, including those in the driveway adjacent pollinator garden, and it threatens the water quality of the lake and streams. I urge Council to direct people involved with controlling snow and ice on municipal property to review some of the Winter Salt Week presentations if they have not already. They're available on the Watershed's website. The one by Rich Balgawan, an engineer and former Hamilton Township Director of Public Works, is filled with very specific practical and technical suggestions. I know we can do better. I reported the problem at Mountain Lakes to Councilman McDonald, Deanna Stockton, and Dan Van Mater at Public Works this morning, and I received a thank you from Deanna for my report. But I would appreciate hearing what is going to be done about this before the next rain. Thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. All right, do we have anybody else in the room that has public comment? And Dan, if you just state your name and address and watch the timer.
Dan Rappaport, 300 Bunn Drive. I'd like to speak about the ordinance about government departments not being able to have banners in town advertising events that they have upcoming. It's my understanding, first of all, that if you have an ordinance, it doesn't mean that it can't be changed. And I think we're doing a disservice to the public when government agencies aren't allowed to publicize in additional ways, in as many ways as possible, that an event is going to be taking place. And it's our hope that as many people as possible will be able to come to the event. So I would like there to be an introduction of an ordinance to alter the present ordinance prohibiting government bodies from not being able to have banners in town advertising their events. Thank you.
Thank you, Dan. All right, anybody else in the room have comments for anything not on the agenda? All right, anybody on Zoom have comments for items not on the agenda? If you do, just raise your hand. All right, seeing none, I'm going to close that part of the meeting, and we're going to go to approval of minutes. There are 6 sets of minutes, all from last year, so Brian will be not voting on those since he wasn't on the council last year. David, sorry?
Yeah, I just want to move them as block.
Okay. David's going to move them as a block. Leticia's got the second. Any questions or comments? All in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay. We have a public hearing on ordinance 2025-02, an ordinance of the municipality of Princeton disbanding the Princeton Construction Board of Appeals and amending the Code of the Township of Princeton, New Jersey, 1968. And is there a motion on that? Thank you, Brian. Is there a second? Thank you, Mia. Any questions or comments up here from the council members? Just as background for the public that's in the room and listening, our Construction Board of Appeals, I think, has had one meeting in literally the last 20 years, and it's much more common for that type of appeal to happen at the county level, and the county has a board, so there's no reason for us to any longer have the same board. All right, no other comments up here? Just double checking. Anybody in the room have a question or comment? No? Anybody on Zoom, question or comment on this? Okay, seeing none, could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Ms. Sacks?
Yes.
Ms. Fraga?
Yes.
Mr. Newland?
Yes.
Carried.
Thank you very much. Next up is an ordinance introduction, ordinance 2025-03. An ordinance of the municipality of Princeton authorizing the acquisition of 24.85, give or take, acres of vacant land located at 660 and 680 Cherry Valley Road, Block 102, lots 10 and 11.01 on the Princeton tax map. The public hearing will be March 10th, 2025. Is there a motion on that? Leighton, thank you. Is there a second? Thank you, Brian. Could we have a roll call vote, please?
Mr. McDonald?
Yes.
Mr. Cohen?
Yes.
Ms. Sacks?
Yes.
Ms. Fraga?
Yes.
Mr. Newland?
Yes.
Carried.
Thank you very much. Resolutions, 25-77, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing release of inspection fees in the amount of $3,300 to Princeton Day School for the Fieldhouse Major Site Development at 650 Great Road, Block 3501, lots 1.01, 1.02, 11, and 12, Zone E-4T. Is there, David's got the motion, Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2578, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton in support of the submission of a $10,000 Sustainable Jersey grant application for Quarry Park Microforest Project. Is there a motion on that? Thank you, Brian. Mia's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2579, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing the purchase of body-worn cameras and equipment from Axon Enterprise, Inc. for $174,132.72 per year for a 5-year term utilizing New Jersey State Contract 17-Fleet-00738. Leticia has the motion. Is there a second? Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2581, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton approving transfers in accordance with NJSA 40A 4-59. Is there, David's got the motion. Is there a second? Thank you, Brian. Any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
2580, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton.
Mark.
Oh, sorry.
Mayor,
Yep.
My son works at the concert Yasna Polana, so I'm going to recuse myself, leave the room, and I'll return after this is
Yep.
considered.
Thank you. Okay, 2580, resolution of the Mayor and Council of Princeton authorizing a person-to-person and place-to-place liquor license transfer for planetary retail consumption license 1114-33-026-006, Concert Jasna Polana LLC. Leticia's got the motion. Leighton's got the second. Questions or comments? All right, seeing none. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Giving Brian the high sign that he can come back in. Next up is the consent agenda. There's 4 items on the consent agenda. If there's no reason to pull any of them out, we can move them in block.
Moving them in block, but I also wanted to comment. How awesome is that? We have a triathlon, a half marathon, and a 5K that are
And Leticia,
Yeah,
you're
really.
running in all of them, right?
at least 2, maybe 3.
There you go.
It's more than us.
All right, moved by Leticia. Is there a second? Thank you, Mia. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
David,
Move to adjourn.
is there a second? Thank you, Brian. All in favor, say aye.
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 We're done. Sorry not to keep you
5K.
longer. You're free to go. No, but people.